We're starting this video at the Out of the Park 24 start screen because I wanted to tell you about the latest game I've been playing, and I wanted to show you how to get there in case you didn't know about the quick start games. We're here in the Out of the Park 24 quick start, or the Out of the Park 24 menu, where there's an option to go to quick start games. And there are 4 different quick start games. My favorite one that I've been playing around with is Promotion. And you can see here the description. Pardon my voice, I'm congested. A 4-team league, 96-team U.S.-based promotion relegation league. So it's 4 levels of promotion relegation, 96 teams. And I've been messing around with it some. Not like diving deep, but I've been playing with it. So I'm going to take you through your new favorite team. Are you ready to meet them? So your new favorite team, the Des Moines Destroyers, that's the team I've been messing around with and managing. We're here in February of 2019. I can show you why I took over this team. So the first year, 2017, I just simulated a season. And then what I did is I took over the team that had the worst record in the lowest division, Des Moines. And you can see I didn't really improve them too much. Only an 11 win improvement. Now I will say we were like 65-60. And then we won like 5 games in August and 5 games in September. Like beginning of August, we were in the mix. Like we were middle of the pack, I guess I should say. Like if we'd gotten really hot, you can see these leagues are huge, right? But if we'd gotten really hot, we would have made a run at promotion. But alas, we did not. We got really cold. And now we're back next year. If we can do another 11-win jump, hey, we're in business. I don't know if that's realistic. It's kind of fascinating to go through a bunch of the different levels and the financials, but you can see our budget is $16 million. And where are our so player-wise, we're around 11. Next year we're projected for 11, 12, and we're not really allowed to spend a lot more money. We're kind of at the top. Now what I did was, so the league minimum in this level is $54,000, but players get to arbitration. I think it's after 1 or 2 years of service. I set it really low just to make it more interesting. But once, if you have a player in the bottom level, you can kind of try to lock them up early. Like it's probably a little cheesy, but like this is a guy that I drafted. We had the 3rd overall pick because we out of the draft is 96. One round is 96 teams. So we had 3rd overall because there were teams. It doesn't go by like lowest league first. It goes by the 96 teams, the overall record. So we were worse than the lowest league of our record, but there were 2 teams worse than us in other higher leagues, if that makes sense. Anyways, we drafted Ethan Dorsey. He ended up playing a good bit for us and was really good. And I sent him to a 10-year, $6.89 million deal, which is nuts because he could have like just gotten to free agency in like 3 years, then gone and made huge salaries in the upper league. Because if you look at what they call MLB, and let's go ahead and just look at like the Denver Summits. Let's see what they're. Seeming like this guy's making 39. Now he's amazing. Like Dorsey might never work out, but like that well. But like this guy Dorsey could probably end up as good as this guy. Oh, their ratings are set. I mean, this is a league average player, but I mean, he's had really good years. But yeah, I mean, these guys are making a good bit more money than Dorsey. So obviously a little bit of cheese there by me, but he's still just a 30 overall compared to the highest level, right? Our level, he's average. So he's kind of like an A-ball player right now that we just agreed to pay a bunch of money to, but we get to keep him for all the time. He's not going to go to a higher team. He's going to be with us, and I think is a big part of our future if we want to move up the ladder. So Ethan Dorsey is a big part of our team. Dan Monzalewski, he's a big part of our team. He was just a default player who was in when the game started, and he put up a really nice season the year that I didn't manage the team. And then last year was really good, but got an arm injury. What was it? Oh, a torn meniscus, and he missed 4 months. But I locked him up immediately as soon as I took over the team. I think 5 years, 2.2 per year. So he's our ace. He's 23. You could say highest level, like he's he's maybe like an average player, but obviously if somehow during his contract we got to the highest level, like 2.2 million is not a lot to pay for a high level pitcher. So, but this is kind of like the top of what we can afford to pay. I'm trying to remember how I got this guy. Trade at the last year. But you see this guy's like a really good pitcher at the highest level. Now the scouting accuracy is really low because I just had to hire a new scout. But how did I got this guy around the trade deadline? This was a blockbuster. I traded the guy that we drafted. We didn't draft him. Never mind. He was just a top prospect. And he put up 5.5 WAR in the 2017 season, but then like was performing really badly for me, and I had other hitters, and I just don't believe that he's like a 5.5 WAR player, and he's not going to be all that useful as we move up. Now he's only 22, but he's fragile, so I dealt him, and the main guy I got back was my ace, Chris Eicholtz. But, I have a 1-2 punch, Eicholtz and Monzalewski, because my hitting is really, or my pitching is really what lacks on this team. Jim Hankinson is a guy that was also just a default guy who was here when the game started, and he's put up 2 really good seasons. We signed him to a deal, 4 years, $8 million. He'll be a free agent when he's 28, but he'll be a big part of us moving up if we can. Paul Charles. This is a dude who I signed as a free agent. I paid kind of like, I don't know if it's fair to say market value for him, but I paid a lot for our league for him, but because of his 70 range, he wasn't great for us. WAR-wise, I mean, he was fine. But $1 million for this kind of player, obviously if you're in the upper highest league, is a good deal. We have to be a little more careful. I don't know if I'd do this deal again if I had a good feel for the league when I was handing out these extensions, which I definitely didn't. I still am learning the league. But a 70 range outfielder, like I was trying to just like maximize market inefficiencies here by bringing it at a 75 range infielder. You can see here that I got for $650,000, who also had some injury time. So I was trying to load up on defense guys to help out my poor pitching staff, and it kind of helped, but like there's just not enough depth on this team is the problem. Like, Glenn Parker's a 35 in A ball. And he's our number 5 starter right now. This is a guy that we drafted 159th overall in the second round. That's so weird to see. And he, he's a 40 out of 75 right now. I don't know what the future holds for him with us. He was mainly out of the bullpen, but he's really good. Like his ERA and FIP were really good. I think he's a piece for us here as an A-ball player, and I think can be part of a really solid team in the A-League. Devin Avery, yeah, you can see like pitching is just a problem. We don't have a lot of pitching depth. This guy's pretty good. We drafted him in the 4th round, or he was drafted the year that I hadn't taken over the team yet. But yeah, just some issues depth-wise pitching, and I've been trying to stock it up, but it's just really hard to improve because a lot of decent free agents just aren't even interested in signing with you. They aren't interested in playing in this league. So that's been a big challenge. I did bring in this catcher who was excellent when we brought him in. He still looks excellent, but he really sucked for us in 439 plate appearances, put up exactly 0 WAR after ripping it up for the Mad team over a season and a little bit. But tried to get a catcher with a good catcher ability because we did not have that, but he hasn't really worked out all that well yet. So that's the kind of like quick overview of the team. What I figured I'd do is just like play another season and show you guys some of the team and how it goes now that you know Chris Eicholtz, now that you know Dan Monzalewski and Ethan Dorsey, all the legends here. Can't forget about Gabriel Angel. It's Angel. 23rd overall in 2017, so was not a draft pick by me, but has come in and done really well in his rookie year. They didn't call him up in 2017, so his rookie year was with me. I promoted him. I will take credit for that. It was all me. Not really very good at second base, but I've had trouble finding a better defensive second baseman than this 45 range guy, which speaks to how hard it is to improve your team. So I don't know. I mean, let's see. Yeah, I mean, meet the team. It still looks rough. Still looks rough around here. We got a lot of holes, and like I really tried to like plug some holes, and that's what she said. and add depth to this team this offseason, and it was really difficult. I didn't have a lot of money, which is partially my fault because of extensions, and then just guys didn't want to come here. It's really hard to make trades. So I really think it's like a long-term thing of being bad for a little bit, signing deals like Dorsey's, and then just having some really early draft picks. Seems to me to be the way. Or you just like catch lightning in a bottle one year, which we did not this year. We caught the opposite of lightning in a bottle. In the second half, we won like 10 games in the final 2 months. Anyways, yeah, I'll hop ahead here and just kind of show you guys bits and pieces of the season so you get to know your new favorite team, the Des Moines Destroyers. So this is opening day 2019. You can see Des Moines way down here. 77-85. We're predicted to go 18 games back. The offense, the 592. Quick scan here tells me that's pretty rough. Pitching wise, 625 with the 3.62. I mean, looks all right. Top players wise, the only DM players here is Chris Eicholtz, our ace. Yeah, I don't know. We're gonna need some of our stars to come through, and I'll show you. I guess one thing I forgot to mention is there's not like a minor leagues. We have a reserve roster, and if I think one thing I would do differently is I'd set a limit on the reserve roster, probably to like, I don't know, 10 guys or something. I don't have a lot of help coming here, though. I have a young first baseman who was pretty bad as he got a run with the starting job last year. I don't really need him up this year. What I need is some guys who play other positions. But like John Taylor's just not going to get it done. I could probably just release this guy because it doesn't cost me any money. He's on a minor league contract, and we'll just get him out of here. There's also an international complex. You do have international free agency, but you're competing with all the teams, like all 96 teams and their bigger budgets for these players. This is, I think, maybe the top guy I signed in the last period. Signed him for $41,000. No, I feel like I signed one guy for a lot. No, maybe I didn't. I didn't have a ton of money to devote to it. Yeah, I targeted a bunch of guys that were like low. Yeah, he's like like 30, 40,000. I signed so many guys, just trying to find somebody, right? That was a scouting discovery. I didn't realize I had those on. This was all these guys here, 42,000. So a bunch of guys that all look like they could be good A-ball players if everything breaks right for them, but they're super young, don't have a lot of faith in it, but, was just trying to, if I sign 10 guys for $40,000 each or 20 guys or whatever, and one of them hits every 2 to 3 years, that's worth it. But it's a struggle. Like, I'll show you the available free agents. Like, you just sort by signability. Like, these are the batters with the batter ratings, and just like with the overall, like, yeah, that guy's probably an upgrade over some guys on my reserve roster, not my major league roster. But a lot of these guys have bad personality traits too. Here's Jack Hicks is a 45. His personality's not bad, but I mean, he got a run with in an A-ball team, only 61 plate appearances, but he just wasn't good. And at 34, like, I don't know, is that like a dude I need to be spending? How much money does he want? $170,000 on? I don't know about that. So, and he's like the best case guy. Here's another guy. He's a 35. He's gotten run 2 seasons. He's been run out there everyday player for an A-level team, and he was league average, and then he wasn't very good. Should I sign him? I don't know. Does he do much for me? I guess he adds some depth. I could look to add the depth. So, yeah, you can see just not a lot here. Just a lot of orange and red ink on who's available, who's willing to sign with us. This guy has one really good tool. Is that worth signing? He hasn't played anywhere. His defense isn't good. I could always sort by like defensive ratings, like fielding ratings. Yeah, we'll save that, sure. But I want to know like what their signability is too. Like, because so many guys just are not willing to sign. And if we sort by infield range, this guy with a 70 is a hard sign. low work ethic, high greed. Like that's what you're gonna run into. Like all these reasons you don't want to sign him. He was actually kind of decent in AAA, but he's gotten older. Has he gone way down? He's gone down a little bit. So that's one guy we could think about if we wanted to bolster our infield defense, which isn't great. Yeah, you can see it's just slim pickings here, guys. It's just slim pickings. But let's sign this guy. Let's bring him in. 130 is so much out of what I have left. Because that's I think, do I have any money reserved for like draft and all that? I can't remember. Did I zero that out? Oh, shoot. No, I just totally didn't pay attention to him and have too much money wrapped up in it. Okay, let's go ahead and just sign this guy. Let's just offer him 120, whatever. We're not going to negotiate too much. All right, so Joe Marino. Let's look at like outfield range too. Oh, Marino has a 70 outfield range too. Cool. Billy Polk, another low work ethic guy. Sure. Like let's just throw some deals out here to some guys to add some depth. Now, pitching wise, I don't really think there's much. Let's go by pitching ratings. Yeah, we can save that. Oh, there's like not even really any pitchers available out here. How long is this guy out for? 6 more months. Maybe I should sign this guy to a 2-year deal. I don't know, what kind of money does he want? God. Yeah, there's just really nothing, y'all. Nothing to help our pitching staff. It'd be nice if this guy would come play for us. He could just come out and win the Cy Young. I wonder why he's still a free agent. But yeah, all right. So we'll see what this season brings. Again, I don't manage it super closely, but it's fun to follow along. So I'll skip ahead here some, and we'll see what we can get into. Okay, we find ourselves on June 5th, 2019, the draft. Des Moines Destroyers 27-33. I mean, 6 games below 500 doesn't feel terrible for the baseline we've set for ourselves the first 2 years, but just so many teams in front of us. And it is, I don't know if I said this. I might not have said this. It's top 2 in each league get promoted, and then bottom 2 in all leagues, but the bottom get demoted. And obviously the top 2 teams in the top league don't get promoted. They just play in a World Series. Yeah, so Des Moines, what is going on here? Runs scored were 9th. Runs allowed were 20th. Defense zone rating wise isn't terrible, but yeah, I mean pitching just hasn't been good enough. Hitting's been okay, but you can see I think we're kind of overachieving our hitting. Maybe we've hit a lot of long balls and a lot of base on balls, which is I'm surprised that we're only 12th in slugging and 17th and on base with that, but so it goes. We've got Ethan Dorsey on the IL, which is not good. He wasn't having an amazing year, a 112 WRC plus, not nearly as good as his rookie year where he also got hurt, but leading the way for us on offense. I mean, Merrifield, we just brought in. I signed him as a free agent. I just promoted him. He's had 4 games. He's gone deep twice. I mean, this power could play big in our league. We'll see. But Paul Charles is having a great year. Bounced back after a pretty bad year last year. A lot of difference in BABIP. He's striking out less, but he's walking less. Possible steal. I know I said I overpaid him, but possible steal now. Taniguchi, who is a guy that I signed as a free agent, 33-year-old. He's having a nice year for us on offense. Eli Sanchez, our catcher, has bounced back. He's found his game again, which is nice. And after that, Angel is not having a good sophomore year for us. Hankinson is slumping, which is discouraging. If he could pick it up, that would really help our offense. Jordan Carlson was our second-round pick in 2017, who was brilliant for us last year and has really struggled this year. Pitching side of things, you can see Chris Eicholtz has been just dominant as advertised, looking for an 8.1 WAR season. We've got him locked up for a bit. Dan Monzaleski, he's had some scouting downgrades. I think it was his stamina went down to a 40. this would be for sure his worst year if you look at his ERA. Like, I mean, he doesn't strike anybody out. I don't know what's going on with this guy, but good movement. But his strikeout to walk rate is actually really good compared to other years. So maybe it's just some bad luck. His BABIP is way higher. Home runs per 9 is like over double. So yeah, bullpen. Chavarria locks it down. After that, it's kind of rough. We've got a lot of high ERAs here, and FIP's not much better. So let's take a look at what the draft looks like this year. Where are we drafting? We're drafting 11th, $5 million slot. I forgot about that. That there's like, so it tells you like the slot is 5 million. And I forgot about this from last year, but like it tells me that I only need 761,000 for my recommended draft slot amount. So I don't know what's up with that. There's been a couple other things that are just kind of like glitchy. Let's see if this is still doing it. Yeah, see, this is like not the right box score. You can see this is DM versus HOL, and then here we've got Eureka versus Hollywood. And these are not our team. So some strange things like that. But you know, this is just fun. Let's see what we can do. We don't have a lot of money to play with, although I guess normally they do, your owner does let you offer slot, but maybe we'll see what happens. Let's see who goes first overall to Portland. I don't even know what league they're in, but they drafted Troy Simmons, who looks like he could be a very good player. His bonus demand is only 1.5 million. That's nice. Maybe the demands are really low. I don't know. Who are we predicted to take in the mock draft? Ooh, wow, that contact to avoid K is rough. Bonus demand is 6 million. Yeah, I don't know what would take him, but all right, let's see here. Auto draft into our pick. Our scout recommends Oscar Zamora, who only wants $650,000, which is clearly appealing to us. Oh, no defensive home though, really. Yeah, don't love that recommendation. So many players here. Let's look at all batters, draft hitters. Here's a guy who only wants 750,000. Ooh, this guy's immediately appealing. I mean, his work ethic sucks, right? But he could come right in and play shortstop for us. Is he going to be like a huge player for us if we get promoted? Probably not. But he could come right in. I like the amount of money that he wants. Where'd he go? He went away. Like reordered this. What did I have it? I don't know what happened. All right. Anyways, we'll ignore that. There he is. Who's our biggest like? I think maybe what I want to do is set it to like. Okay, it is set to that. Yeah, there's just like an overwhelming amount of 80 guys here. I guess it's 13th overall, but still. But all these guys wanting like 2.2 million. Like last year, I did have the money set aside to spend big, and I think I just kind of like blanked on it this year. Like I said, like, you know, I'm half playing this sim just for fun and not really putting a ton of thought and concentration into it. As I'm just trying to get familiar with this game concept. I think it's kind of fun, the promotion relegation. Yeah, I don't know. Like, let's just draft this guy. Like, who cares, right? Or no, that's not the guy. Is that the guy? Who's the guy? Who was the guy that I wanted? Was it Amaya? I don't know. Yeah, I think it was this guy. It was. There's also like this guy. No way. Yeah, let's just draft this guy. Was Amaya predicted to go anywhere here? I'd imagine not, but because of his bonus demand, that he was predicted to go way later. Wish you could control F this. Oh, there he is. 44th overall. So that's not a crazy reach. Let's do it. Draft him. All right, let's go to our next pick. Orlando Rivera. He is a starting pitcher who would... Yeah, look at these pitches. No, I'm not drafting him, man. We do need pitchers for sure, as much as I hate drafting them. There's a 400,000 person. We do have 2.9 million, I guess. We could always... Here's a 400,000. He's a reliever. But this guy would like immediately come in and like bolster our bullpen. That's pretty tempting. Like there are some guys like that you can find in these drafts who they're like, you could go with kind of like present value over future value. Like a reliever, this guy, he's only got 2 pitches. So like maybe selling the team short like long term, but if your goal is just to like try to become a top A level team, like some of these guys could help, but they're not going to help as much as you move up the roster, but move up the ladder. But I don't really think you can plan for like the leagues you might be in. I think that's probably like just not a thing you can chase. Let's look at all starters for a second. This guy wants 2.2 million, but he's just not good enough yet for me to. Because I'm looking at the A. Like I would rather at this point go with one of the relievers who are a sure thing. Than go with. Like I like Basara a lot. Let's just pull him down here for a minute. Let's look at our batters for a minute. Oh wait, let me go to the hitters. Let's look at the best power bat out there left. That guy's fun. Ooh, I mean that avoid K's is rough, but again, like could he come right in and be decent? He's got good work ethic, intelligence. I don't know, but like his 20 out of 80 leads me to believe, based off of some of these other guys that I've drafted or signed, like the overall, I don't know. I've had guys who have these good skills, but then like their overall is low and they don't seem to work out in the league. But I don't know. I'm tempted to take that guy. Huh. Yeah, let's take Marcus Thompson. Let's be fun. Let's just take Frank Roman. No thanks. Let's see if our pitcher's still there. Don't think so. Don't think he's there anymore, which is a shame. Nah, he went. Darn. I was hoping to get both those guys. I was hoping because the other guys are a reliever, he'd stick around for a bit. I think this guy could still be like a decent arm for us right now. I'm kind of like leaning that way. Like, let's get a reliever to like build the team up right now. Let's look at like pitching ratings. Like, who's the highest overall? Chris Brown. Like, yeah, dude. Like, let's just bring this guy in. Why not? It's gonna cost a lot as a slot, but kind of like this guy too. Maybe we could immediately improve our pitching staff. Fly ball pitcher. What's this guy? Neutral. Throws 90. Yeah, let's bring in this guy. He's a little cheaper. I forget how many rounds the draft is. I think it's only like 5 or something. Oh, yeah, 5. There it is. Next, it's saying I should take this guy. No, I'm not taking him. Let's look at what batters we have left. Draft hitters. Impossible. This guy's 1.9. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that, dude. Let's look high contact guys who are cheap. This guy's cheap. This guy's not terrible. I mean, as a 4th round pick, I don't mind it. I don't like the low work ethic. I don't know. It's kind of fun to like have to think through like, okay, is this guy a now guy or is this guy like we put him in the farm system and hope he matures for when we're in like the AAA level, right? Like that whole, like it's just a total change in thought process. Who's this guy? Ooh, look at this guy. This guy could hop right in. I don't know that we need a catcher, but like, let's go BPA here. Best player available. Jordan Santiago. Just bring him in. Probably would not be the guy that I'd pick if I dug into that, but Fuentes. Now, I'm going to go here. This is our last pick. I'm going to go another reliever. Like hopefully a guy who can just jump right in. Shoot, hold on. Pitching ratings. Chris Brown. I think this is one of the guys we were looking at earlier. Yeah, like let's just draft him and bring him on in. And all right. So now we got to sign him, and then I think some of these guys will hop right into our team. So let's go ahead. I'll go ahead and negotiate, and then see where they end up on our team, and update you on that. Okay, so we've got the draft pick signed. Oscar Amaya comes right in. Our first pick, 11th overall, comes right in as our starting shortstop at 7th against righties, 6th against lefties. We've also got 2 of the relievers in here. Javier Lazard, our 3rd round pick, comes in as our setup guy. Chris Brown, 5th round pick, is our top middle reliever who is used more often and a backup setup role. 2 of the guys I decided not to promote. One of them being Jordan Santiago. We just don't need a catcher yet, but I mean he certainly looks pretty decent compared to some other guys in our team. But we've got Eli Sanchez, who's having a really solid season. I suppose I could bring him up to be the backup, but I don't know. We're kind of stocked at catcher. Maybe I'll look to shop Santiago around. And then the other guy that I did not promote is the second baseman. Where'd he go? Oh, Marcus Thompson. There he is. 80 overall, only a 20 right now, but that avoid Ks. I don't know. I mean, I could promote him. I just don't really need him up at this point. The 20 overall, normally that would not bother me. It does bother me in this league some because of the way I've seen it work out, just like anecdotally. But the team has come on a little bit. We are 35 and 37, now just 9 games out. I guess we came on and then we lost some, so we didn't come on as strong as I was hoping. We were up to 500 at one point. But we're 10 and 5 so far in June, so like a really good June. Maybe these new additions will help us. Maybe I'll make some trades at the trade deadline. This is going to wrap part 1 of the Des Moines Destroyers video or video series. I think I'm going to do 2 parts, and so we'll come back with the trade deadline, the stretch run. We'll see how the Destroyers do. But thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you in part 2 to see if the Destroyers can go on a run here and possibly flirt with promotion. Thanks for watching. Talk to you next time.